Hello students, now we will discuss about culture. We must have heard about culture. The word culture is loosely used in the society. It is used in various aspects like strength culture, modern culture, cultured human beings and so on. Then what is this culture? Culture is considered to be a complex whole consisting of objects, values, and other characteristics that people acquire as the member of society. As we are aware that society is a collection of interacting individuals who are going to share a common way of life. The word culture has originated from the Latin word cultura. It is a concept based on the term which was used in classical antiquity by Roman orator Cicero, cultura animi, nothing but cultivation of souls. According to Simmel, culture is the cultivation of the individuals through the agency of external forms which has been objectified in the course of history. According to Malinowski, culture is the cumulative creation of man. He said that culture is the handicraft of men and the medium through which he or she will try to achieve their goals, my dear friends. Culture varies from society to society. Based on the interaction with the nature, my dear friends, and with the society, our people started adding various elements to the culture. Culture is nothing but the blueprint of the human behavior, how they see the things, how they perceive, and how they are going to act or react to various situations will be describing the culture which exists in that particular society. Now, let us discuss about the elements of culture. Each and every culture includes a language, certain symbols by which we can identify. For example, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University has a culture, the nation has a culture, and so on. And each and every culture is going to have certain norms, values, beliefs, as well as cognitive elements. Let us discuss the characteristics of culture. Once any individual is born, he doesn't know anything. The child knows only thing to cry. If he or she is hungry, has any health issue, or if he or she is not comfortable, the only way to express that is to simply cry. But the parents are going to teach him, the society is going to teach him, and we are going to learn. If I am a Hindu, I may say Namaskar. If I am a Muslim, Sat Sri Akal, Adab Arse. If I am a Christian, I may say good morning or so on and so. Culture is learned, my dear friends, because someone is going to share the culture, that is how I am going to learn. So, first one is culture is learned, culture is shared, and this culture is being transmitted from one generation to the other generation. My great grandparents have taught to my grandparents, in turn to my parents, and my parents taught me about my culture, and I am trying to teach it to my daughter. So, it is being transmitted from one generation to the other generation. And culture is social. It talks about organic as well as inorganic, like norms, values, everything. All these structure which is there, it is trying to satisfy the requirements of the human being. That's the reason why we call culture as social, my dear friends. So, there must be a question from your side, sir, whether culture is continuous. Yes, my dear friends, culture is continuous, but at the same time, remember, culture is consistent and also dynamic. Whatever the culture which was there yesterday may not require to be the same today. It may undergo certain modifications. For example, when I was kid, like, we used to have 5 varieties of toothpaste to brush our teeth. We used to use charcoal, brick powder, neem branches, then salt and so on. But right now we can see a lot of paste came into existence in the market. So, culture is dynamic. It is also gratifying, and culture varies from one society to the other society. It is not the same. For example, if we take the food patterns, in Telangana we eat lot of rice, But if we go to our neighboring state Maharashtra, there people will be consuming a lot of wheat, my dear friends, in the name of chapati. They eat a lot of potatoes and pulses. So culture varies from one society to the other society. Whether culture is organic or inorganic, my dear friends, it is neither organic or it is inorganic. It is super organic and it is also ideal one. So these are the characteristics of culture. Now let us discuss the functions of culture. Culture is going to distinguish between a human being or a social animal and an animal, because for the animals they do not have a proper culture, whereas human beings we have designed how to interact with the people, what kind of dress we have to put on, how to communicate with each other. All these have been prepared by the human beings or developed by the human beings, and this culture is going to mold the personality of the individuals or shape up the personality of the individuals. At the same time, it also discusses about various situations which an individual may encounter in their life. And it also provides certain solutions how to behave in a particular situation. For example, if there is any issue between wife and husband, at the time if both wife and husband are going to fight with each other, do you know what happens? Then there are chances that both the people can enter or the family can enter into divorce and so on. At the time the parents from either side are going to uh, try to maintain some peace between wife and husband, so that when they have time they may think whose fault it is and how to cooperate with each other, how to adjust with each other so that the problem can be solved. So they are going to talk about various situations and how to behave in that situations, and if there are any complicating situations, how to address that issues will be mentioned by this culture. Culture also tries to maintain social relationship intact. It also creates new needs. In the olden days, girls used to confine only to the household activities, but right now we are seeing female as the human resource, and even this human resource is coming outside, they are being educated and they are also entering into the jobs. And in this process, my dear friends, women are facing various issues. It may be harassment within the four walls at home or on the streets or at the workplace. In order to address these issues, we require some mechanism. On the streets, in order to address the issues of women, we have the she teams and so on. Because women are coming, we have women police stations and so on. So culture creates new needs, my dear friends. And culture is the treasury of knowledge. It is going to tell about the past, the knowledge and about the society, so that we can learn it and we can implement that in our day-to-day life. These are the functions of culture. Now let us discuss about the types of culture. Ogburn has classified culture into two types, my dear friends. One is material culture and the other one is non-material culture. Whatever the material which we use from our birth till death, it becomes part and parcel of our material culture. Once we wake up, we brush our teeth, brush is the material, we take bath, we use soap, it is material, clothes, everything, whatever the material which we use from our birth till death, it becomes part and parcel of material culture. Then our language, the symbols, norms, values, belief system, all this becomes part and parcel of non-material culture. Both this material culture and non-material culture go hand in hand. For example, at the time of marriage, a groom is going to tie the 3 knots to the girl. Mangal Sutramu is a material, but he is going to tie the 3 knots when a priest is going to chant the spells like Mangalyam Tantuname Navajivana Hetunam. They think that when a Brahmin is going to chant these spells, it is going to bring auspiciousness to the marriage and the bond is going to sustain for longer period. Both this material culture and non-material culture go hand in hand. But do they go in the same pace? Sorry, my dear friends, they may not move in the same pace. If we see in United States of America, material culture is moving very, very fast. and non-material culture is moving very slow. Whereas if you go to African continent, even now blind faith belief system is dominating like anything, and you can see that the material culture is very slow, it is lagging behind. So we call this lacking as cultural lag, my dear friends. And till now we have studied about culture, the characteristics of culture, and the functions as well as the types of culture. Thank you.